I just want to add a small endorsement of community volunteer programs that the high schools have to do now. I think it's getting the kids out, including boys. Traditionally, I believe volunteers, at least sort of hands-on grassroots volunteers, have been women. And this is a small step, and you know, kids, there's still a lot of things they can volunteer that are fairly benign and useless, but there are also a lot of volunteer positions that are very enlightening, and I'm very happy that we're moving in that direction.
Thank you. Today, one of the panelists was talking about the face of poverty being a woman's face, and in addition to that, if you're a racialized or an immigrant woman, or you are a woman with a disability, that you face, you know, double sort of barriers and that kind of thing. Are there any strategies that any of your organizations have that sort of address those kinds of issues?
Is working principally with Indigenous and rural populations, and the key there is to get local buy-in from the very beginning. So before you even propose to do anything, you find a partner that is well established in the community, has local women that have good connections, that are respected and understood, and that alone is the huge difference. If we were to go in kind of a top-down model where I design a program, even doesn't matter how great it's worked in another country, if we don't have the local volunteer support, it's not going to go anywhere. So.
Part of the work that the YW does is with the immigrant community, and one of the programs I briefly touched on was the Girls Center. And part of that, and the importance of that, is a lot of the families that are new to Canada, often the women are still in the home, and still the mothers are still in the home and don't necessarily get the external exposure. But their daughters are the ones who are in the school system or learning new languages. And part of that is through the Girls Center is you know, empowerment, of course, but is giving them the voice, giving them the confidence, giving them the leadership, so that when they're going home and they're interacting with their mom and sharing the information that they've learned and saying, you know what, I can do this here, I can pursue this degree, I can change this aspect of our life, I can make a new role for us in this community, and that's very significant because it's changing the way the families see the dynamic of girls and their role and leadership, and giving them that voice that we've spoken about before.
Thank you so much. Now what I'd like to do is just open it up to the floor to see if any of our audience members have any questions.
Good afternoon, I guess it is. Thank you so much for your respective presentations. My name is Tracy Baker. I'm a certified general mechanic of Ontario, and I have a couple of questions. I hope you'll indulge me. First of all, a comment. I think it's a sad commentary, although it's a reality, that childcare in Canada is a woman's issue and not a people issue. That's just my own comment. Education is, if you can comment on that, with the boys and men and women. I'm assuming there's some resistance to that on their part. Shall I ask my second question now, or shall I wait for that one to be finished first? Wait for that. Okay.
Which is where we work in Ghana, Kenya, and Tanzania. And in Mombasa, we were hosting a gender debate. So we had a number of high school young men and women debating about equal rights for Kenyan youth in Mombasa. And certainly some of the arguments that were raised were not the most progressive arguments on behalf of the young men that were speaking, but it did give an opportunity not only for the women in the audience in this part of the debate to respond to those and to argue on their behalf, but also to at least address those issues as a group, and also in the run-up in the teaching that went into that as well. So I don't think the changes will happen in an immediate sense, but it's an opportunity to engage with the views of the young people that we work with, and to discuss with them, and to present alternatives, and to have an ongoing dialogue that will hopefully over time start to yield some results. And like I said, the peer-to-peer methodology that we have enables women, young women, to access other women in their communities and to showcase and to be role models and to show that they're obviously entirely capable of mobilizing youth and implementing our programs on our behalf. The other, I guess one of the side benefits of OSCI is the majority of the volunteers that come from Canada to support our programs are women as well, so almost 80%. And that also, I think, showcases the strength and skills of young women in Canada who are able to participate in our programs overseas, and also role model to local women about their backgrounds and their experience here in Canada.
I think it's fair to say that there are those problems that are deeply ingrained culturally, but at the same time, in any culture, there are more progressive thinkers and there are leaders who are from that area who don't agree with the way that things have been traditionally done. So, giving those individuals a voice and bringing them together can actually have an impact. I don't think it's going to be easy. I just got back from Dominican Republic and I went to a meeting there of men. The women's groups are a lot more engaged than the men's groups and are larger than the men's groups, but there are still, a few hundred men getting together on this, and it's just started. So, after the course of the 3-year project, that should have grown, and there should be even more impact there. So, it's a process, but it does happen.
Hi, my name is Wing Nguyen. I'm currently a fourth-year student here at School of Hospitality and Tourism at Ryerson. And I currently involved with AIDS prevention community service. And so I'm interested to know if your organization have any initiative or program or project to empower women living with HIV/AIDS and trans women. Fair enough.
I was just going to state that we don't have programs specifically, but we do work with organizations that specialize so that we can offer that form of support to women living with AIDS in our programs.
We work with a group of women in Morogoro, Tanzania, who are living with HIV/AIDS, and we've done a little bit of work with them around connecting some small arts initiatives to the tourism community, especially in Zanzibar, where there's a lot of tourists, and also doing some work with, we've brought in health professionals to do training, and also provided legal support to